Hello everybody, welcome to this video about dissecting the characters from Outta My Mind, particularly the main characters, starting with our central character, Sabrina. Sabrina is the main character of Outta My Mind, and most of the stories are revolved around her, centers around her viewpoint of the world, and dealing with stupid people. But other stories also revolve around Sabrina hanging out with her imaginary friends, like watching movies and playing dress up once a month. I see Sabrina as basically being every woman, or every girl in this case, or I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, this isn't making any sense, I'm sorry. But I just see Sabrina as just like the average Joanne, just basically a nice girl who is sweet, but she also has her limits and she's not perfect. And that's why she has 7 alter egos, because they reflect her imperfections. By the way, Sabrina having 7 alter egos was definitely inspired by Snoopy from the Peanuts. The Peanuts are a big part of the inspiration for Outta My Mind. I love the Peanuts. I'm a big Peanuts fan ever since I saw promos for it on the Charlotte's Web VHS tape. So I love Peanuts. But onto Sabrina, even when she's her normal self, she's not perfect. And she does at times act irrationally when she's not in a good mood. Like in one comic, Sabrina accepts Blair's dare to watch a horror movie about video games when she was really not in a good mood. Which, by the way, that horror movie about a video game was definitely the Wreck-It Ralph in the Out of My Mind universe. And basically the Disney horror is just like Disney movies as horror movies, because there are horror movies in the Out of My Mind universe. So a lot of the characters in the Disney shows, they're in the Out of My Mind universe. And so the movies, or shows that we see in our world, they happen in the Out of My Mind universe. Sorry, I'm just going on. But the movies, they're horror movies in the Out of My Mind universe, as they're just normal kids shows movies in our world. Like, Going Bonkers is like the horror movie in the Out of My Mind universe, but it's a television horror movie because Bonkers is a television show. And I refuse to acknowledge Chippendale Rescue Rangers 2022 in Out of My Mind world. That does not exist. I am not... that movie, the more I think about it, the less sense it really makes. And I could do an update video about it sometime, but they did Bonkers dirty. I'm not gonna shut up about it. Like, I'm sorry, I just can't. But anyway, on to the video where Sabrina accepts Blair's dare. I mean, it's not video story, sorry. But she accepts Blair's dare and she regrets it, and she just is like so terrified. Like, she's covering in a blanket and whatnot. And what's worse is because she has to go to an arcade with her friends, and she watched a horror movie about a video game villain or whatever. She got real bad. She got terrified, and she doesn't want to play any video games for a week. Yeah, that was just basically my experience with Turbo. Like, Wreck-It Ralph, I was just... like, at some point in my life, I was just like, no, I'm terrified of Turbo. I don't want to play any video games, because I was worried that if I play a video game, Turbo would just be like, kill me. And yep, like 12 years later, this happens with the collector from Bonkers. Oh man, I am so off topic about going on from Out of My Mind, but I gotta get back on Out of My Mind. Besides that, Sabrina has a very complicated relationship with Hannah. Like, they're sisters, and they're not that close. Like, and Sabrina is shown to be a little bit of a hypocrite, because she saw her 2 friends who are siblings, like, kind of like playfully tackling each other, and Sabrina's like, hey, stop that. And the siblings, which are Gabe and Alyssa, they're like, Sabrina, you're not that close with Hannah. And Sabrina's like, oh yeah, oops, yeah. So Sabrina is definitely a little bit of a hypocrite there. And I also envision her as kind of being like awkward around people, especially when she's around her friends. She can get that little awkward look from her friends, just be like, what? And Sabrina's just be like, oh, like, I don't know. Like, that's how she is. She's just generally a sweetheart, but also awkward and a little bit hypocrite, and just like not get along with her sister well. I also intended for Sabrina to go through a bit of hardships. I just want to give a point that life's not easy. For instance, Sabrina's watching a movie about a cool sci-fi action heroine about to kick some butt, but people behind her are chatting like nonsense, and Sabrina's like, stop, I'm trying to watch a movie. And then she got kicked out of the movie theater. I know it's not realistic, but this was based on an incident when I saw The Land Before Time in theaters in 2019 with my friends. I was watching it, but people, like, the kids were, like, chatting all throughout the movie. And I was just like, kids, I'm trying to watch a movie here. And some parents even brought their infants time, which, first of all, you do not bring your child to see The Land Before Time. It's not good. It's actually really terrifying. But then again, I saw Land Before Time when I was like really, really little, and I was brave through Sharptooth. I was not terrified, so that just makes me a really brave kid. But now I'm an adult. I'm just like terrified of everything, like scary. But yeah, I just wanted to prove the point that life's not easy in my comics. Sorry, I just go off on rambles. I also envision Sabrina to be a bit of a girly girl. I know it's kind of taboo, but I do envision her to be kind of girly. But she's also a bit of a tomboy because she likes to play sports, particularly in her sportsy persona. But Sabrina's particularly girly, particularly in her fashion senses. I was very much inspired by the fashion senses from the early 2000s, like 2000, 2003. And what's obviously early 2000s is Sabrina's casual clothes. Like her orange tank top, like beige cargo pants, and white sneakers and a pink cap. That was like very early 2000s. And the reason why is because I grew up in the 2000s. I'm a 2000s chick. And fun fact, I saw almost every single movie out in theaters back in 2002. The only ones I didn't saw in theaters was Spirited, Sally and the Cimarron, and Eight Crazy Nights. Other than that, I watched almost every animated film that was out in theaters. I am cool. I am a cool chick back in 2002. But regarding with Sabrina, like she's girly, like in her clothes senses, like her wearing cute dresses. And another one of Sabrina's a fashion sense in one of the comic that I talked about, that was totally inspired by the opening to the Lizzie McGuire movie where Lizzie was like wearing that pink shirt and the black skirt and the pink knee socks and the black boots. Yeah, that was really inspired by that. And I was like, I love that outfit. I would want to wear that in real life if that exists. And that was Sabrina was wearing in that comic movie Interrupted. But I also envision Sabrina to be girly, like she's a bit boy crazy. Like she does have crushes on some boys, and that's where her shy Sabrina persona comes in. And she really has a big celebrity crush on Alex Rockwell, which I'm gonna get so much flack for this, but Alex Rockwell is inspired by the Onceler from Illumination's take on the Lorax. Yes, I like most of Illumination's works. Please don't at me. I'm one of the few minority in the animation community that actually do like Illumination's films. I think Illumination is overhated, and I think they have potential to be make good movies. You never know. But anyway, I was really inspired by I'm sorry, I'm going off topic here. I watched Illumination's films on the basis that all the characters in the film are actually actors. And I'm sorry, I'm really like going off topic here. But anyway, with the Lorax, it is a live action film in the Out of My Mind universe. And if you look at How Bad Can It Be, it feels like a music video with like how it's staged. I've seen music videos, and I've seen music videos when I work on my webcomics. I watched music videos on Disney Channel when I was little. And yeah, like How Bad Can It Be is basically a music video. And the Lorax kickstarted the Onceler's career as a pop star. So in the Out of My Mind universe, it's Alex Rockwell. And Sabrina really became a fan of Alex Rockwell after she watched the Lorax movie with her friend. And that's how it happens. She got the CDs and she listened to Alex Rockwell's CDs, and she's a fangirl, and she gets a little gushy over Rockwell, and she has a big celebrity crush on him. She finds him cute. I also want to address that I unintentionally made Sabrina look like a Disney character because her character design reminded me of Ariel and to an extent Jane Porter from Tarzan because of the similar hairstyle, and I was just like, wait, I think I copied Sabrina's look from Ariel and Jane. I think Disney influenced Out of My Mind. Disney and Peanuts pretty much inspired Out of My Mind, but in terms of the Out of My Mind's art style, it's basically Disney, anime, and embarrassment combined. So, yeah. But on top of the Sabrina looking like Ariel and Jane, yeah, that's totally coincidental. I did not intend Sabrina to look like a carbon copy of Ariel and Jane. I have no intention on that. Although, for a future webcomic, I do want to make Sabrina wear like a yellow top and green pants to like kind of like show how Sabrina's look was unintentionally inspired by Ariel and Jane. And speaking of that, I made a story about how one of Sabrina's friends mistakes her for Judy Nelson, aka Ariel from The Little Mermaid, because she's a fan of Judy Nelson. And Sabrina's like, okay, I'll have to check her out, like her music and whatnot, because again, Ariel reminded me of Sabrina in terms of the hairstyle and the hair color. So, in another story, Sabrina goes to this thrift store and she sees the VHS cover of Judy Nelson, which shows her music videos and the behind the scenes looks of her. And she watched it and she realized, oh yeah, I could see why my friend mistook me for Judy Nelson. So it's just like, yeah, Sabrina looks a bit like Ariel. That was completely unintentional, I'll tell you that. I also forgot to mention that, like The Lorax, The Little Mermaid is a live-action movie in the Out of My Mind universe, and The Little Mermaid kickstarted Judy Nelson's career in music, much like Alex Rockwell's. Just a little FYI. So this basically ends this character analysis of Sabrina. I hope you guys like this, and if you like Sabrina, that's great. If you don't, that's fine. I can't please everybody.